Hello everyone. I am taking you guys along with Blake and I to do some luxury vintage shopping in Nashville. Last weekend we had the Nashville Vintage Show full of all sorts of vintage clothing, accessories, bags, furniture, and a lot of designer brands were there. So I was really excited to get to check this out. There were some gorgeous jewelry pieces. But one of the things that I realized about this vintage show is that despite the fact there were so many beautiful pieces, because I didn't know any of these vendors, I didn't feel like I could necessarily trust their honesty and their authenticity compared to what I could do with my normal people that I shop with in Nashville. And so there were really neat pieces by Fendi that you just saw there with 2 Fendi coats, by Chanel, by Saint Laurent. You'll see coming up some Balmain pieces, some pieces by Vivienne Westwood, by Roberto Cavalli. And they were all so beautiful. There were so many amazing pieces, but they were also mixed in with a lot of junk. And so what you are seeing here is the best of the best, whereas there were pieces with holes in them. There were really just junky things. There were pieces that I'm not even sure how they've managed to survive or why these people were trying to sell them, because there were so many issues with the pieces. But also, particularly when buying luxury, I always get my pieces authenticated, and I really didn't have the opportunity to do that there at the show. So since I didn't trust the vendors, and I didn't have the ability to authenticate, that made me very hesitant to buy anything. And there were some vendors that I got very weird vibes from. So there were pieces that I loved, but I just didn't feel that the vendors were being honest about the state of the pieces, and therefore didn't end up picking them up, despite the fact that I really loved them. That being said, it was fun getting to walk around and see a whole lot of stuff. But as Blake put it, these are people who are professionally going around all over the country to sell vintage things. So what you get at these vintage shows is what is left from the last vintage show, with a little bit of new brought in each time. And I think that definitely held true. If you are going to go to one of these vintage shows, definitely try to go on the morning of the first day, because there were so many pieces I had seen advertised online that just didn't end up making it to the show when I was there, because they had already been purchased. But there are a lot of great opportunities to shop in Nashville, and we headed next to the Luxury Label, which is one of my favorite places. They are very reputable, only sell authentic goods, always sell good quality. That was a gorgeous vintage box chocolate Kelly. Here I'm trying on this beautiful suede YSL college bag that I really like, because just look at the beautiful color of this green suede. It would work so well in my wardrobe. And then here we had a brand new with tags Burberry tote, another bag I absolutely loved. And I was not expecting to love this bag, but it was beautiful quality and really great pricing. They had also just been to an estate sale, which meant that there were tons of pieces of clothing in my size. Some, like this blue dress, were new with tags. The white dress you're about to see, which didn't fit me, is actually a style that I believe was worn by Princess Kate once. And while there, we saw another great luxury YouTuber, which is Nikki from Somehow Adulting. And so I got to meet her and got to talk to her and her friend Mandy, and they were lovely. And I'm so glad that I got to meet them in person. And that just shows, like, there's so many people who absolutely love Luxury Label in Nashville. I also do have to highlight this Balenciaga gown, despite the fact I'm not a Balenciaga fan, because its craftsmanship was gorgeous. We then went over to the mall to the YSL Spring Summer Season preview. So lots of pieces in from Paris and lots of pre-ordering going on. Fortunately, I'm around the size of the runway models, even though I'm way shorter. So I was able to try on basically every piece to see how it fit. The black jacket you just saw I loved. This brown jacket I was unenthused with. But this dress, this was the gown that walked the runway in Paris. And putting on the actual piece that walked down the runway and it fitting me and feeling so pretty in it just gave me such a confidence boost for the day and made me feel so amazing. The This dress is so stunning. It is so gorgeous. I was strutting around the store in it with this gold bag and the gold shoes, and it was absolutely gorgeous. That being said, it's a $6,000 gown that I have nowhere to wear it to. Plus, I would have been buying the belt and the bag and the shoes, and that would have been a very, very expensive trip. But one of the things I do want to highlight is that there are so many amazing shoes from Saint Laurent right now. And look at these gorgeous shoes. These are amazing shoes for work. Super, super comfortable. These little tiny kitten heel mules. Again, beautiful, comfortable. And that's one of the things that I've been really impressed and think that Saint Laurent has really stepped up is the comfort of their shoes. Previously, most of their shoes were uncomfortable to me. Every single pair I tried on, from 6-inch high stilettos to these little kitten heels to the wedges that you're seeing now, were all so comfortable. I could have easily walked out of here with 5 or 6 pairs of shoes. So I hope that you've enjoyed coming along shopping with me, and the unboxing will be up next week. So make sure that you are subscribed